I'm O'Day. That's Vicky. I'm me. You're you. We are we.
Oh my god, that was
That's
so
cheesy,
corny.
The You, Me,
Oh my
We
goodness.
podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to the You, Me, We podcast. I'm O'Day,
I'm Vicky.
and this is our live episode 50. We made it this far. We didn't kill each other.
A few times we didn't.
We almost didn't make it to episode 50. But we are here, and we agreed a while back that our 50th episode would be a live one.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what we're going to do. A nice live episode. Everybody's in here. For those of you listening
If you see me looking down, it's because I'm on my personal account looking at the comments.
And I'm in here as well under my other screen name, which is Phoenix MPM, PHNX MPM. You see in the background. Vicky is in here as TV.
It's here. TVAO21.
Yes.
If you know why I don't know it, it's a previous episode on why I explained why I had to change it.
So for those who are listening to this episode, not live, but you're listening to it 2 days later or 3 days from now, we are broadcasting live on Instagram Live on our You, Me, We podcast account. So during this episode, you might hear us refer to some names that are names of screen names of people who are in the chat.
You know what I just realized?
That you interrupted me, but go ahead.
This is so important. No, because you said like names. We can't edit any of this.
What do you mean we can't edit?
Like we can't edit. We're live. So like
in post, we could edit.
In post, but there's people here already.
Yeah.
So like a slip of the tongue, usually we can just take that out in a recording. But that's it. Wow, that just hit me.
So are we changing names to protect the innocent?
No, there's no innocent here.
We can change people's names to protect the innocent.
We are going to be talking about how we almost became eligible to be casted for Love and Hip Hop.
Mm-hmm.
But the super basic version. So pretty much.
Love and Hip Hop, Middlesex County.
Yeah. So what year was that? 2014.
No, 2013.
2014.
It was 2014, you sure?
Yes, because it was after my graduation party and I walked 2014.
Okay, 2014.
Yeah, May 2014.
All right.
So we were broken up. In that time that we were broken up, O'Day met someone. And it was around the time that I was performing the ceremony for graduation. I didn't necessarily graduate that year. And it was right after, I know. It was right after some hole in the wall where I ended up celebrating my birthday here in Perth Amboy.
Mm-hmm.
And it was after that. So, not as an excuse, but just to preface it, I was drinking.
You was on that sauce.
I was, but I don't need no, what is it? Courage, what?
Liquid courage?
I don't need liquid courage to come out my face if I need to. I got enough of that. Naturally, organically.
So you're saying you came out your face?
Sure.
You just said it. Okay, continue. How did you come out of said face?
I acted wild.
Explain.
This is not an interview.
Tell the story. Start telling the story.
No, go ahead. I said you go ahead, say the story first, and I will say it last.
No. The people voted. We can do this all day. The people voted. I am a man
I don't care
of
what
the people.
voted.
Right
now,
they're right there.
Because
Vicky.
they're clarifying.
They heard you, right?
People clarified. They want to save the best for last, which is
no
me.
one said that. Everyone voted.
Yes, they did. Literally 3 people wrote, I voted O'Day so that you can give your story last because you narrate better.
Okay.
You have a lot more character. Okay, go.
You're going to tell your story or you're going to correct anything I miss?
I'm going to say my end of it.
Because my thing was I didn't want us to just give people two repetitive stories.
There's no way that it's repetitive because your version is your version and my version, which is the truth, is my version.
Okay, so let's start. Directed to therapy session for you guys. All right. So, like Vicky said, 2014, Vicky and I had broken up. I'm asking you, do we need more context behind that? Going off of the details you think you might touch on later or I might touch on later, do we need more context to that? Do we need to add more detail as to why we're broken? Because somebody asked in the comments on the post. Well, for me to have had a new girl in my life, we would have had to have broken up or something like that. So, do we need to add? I think we need to add that because.
Go ahead.
The conversation we had that morning had to do with that. So Vicky and I had broken up. No, I'm asking you okay with that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Vicky and I had broken up around that time.
Wow, I'm. Go ahead. Like I'm not.
Okay, so we had broken up. So I was like, hey, I'm single. Let me. I met someone, shot my shot, and started dating someone, right?
I wasn't dating her with you. Stop saying right.
Okay, so I started dating someone. Vicky was off doing Vicky, which is why we had broken up. Vicky wanted to go off and do Vicky, so we broke up. So I'm like, hey, I'm single. It's relevant. So I'm like,
I didn't make a face.
You did make a face.
I'm
it's
looking
on camera.
at the comments, bro.
It's on camera. All right.
And because I'm fixing my pants, it looks like I'm down my crotch, but I'm not. I'm just pulling my pants up.
So we broke up. I started dating someone. During that time, you want to go straight to that night?
However you want to.
Okay, so Vicky had her birthday
party. I'm not
party.
here to stampede all over how you experienced it.
So Vicky had her birthday party. I was
not a birthday party.
I'm sorry, your graduation party. I was at a birthday party that evening. So me and Bay at the time, we were at a birthday party. So after the party, we got back to my place, hanging out, chilling for the night. It's like 3 a.m. now, 3 a.m. or so. Yeah, it had to be around 3 o'clock because you know me, shut the club down. Get home, hanging out, chilling, about to go to bed, and my dog starts barking at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, great, because I knew what that meant. My dog barks if there's someone at the door. I can't recall if you were calling me because I didn't have my phone like on or something or near me, or my ringer wasn't on. So dog starts barking. I'm like, okay, somebody's at my door. I go to my door, and I think I tried to ignore it first. I was like, okay, nah, I can't be somebody there. Kept barking. I go to the door, and you're there. Just kind of standing there, and I'm like, what do you want? One, because I have somebody over, and two, because prior to that, Vicky wanted nothing to do with me, literally. So I'm like, what do you want? Because I was kind of frustrated. And Vicky, I think you said, can you come in? I think you wanted to come in, and I'm like, no. But eventually, I put it out there that I have someone over. Around that time, you knew I was dating somebody. At that time, right? Am I correct?
I can't recall.
Okay, so you knew
if I knew or not.
You did, because going back. No, I'm just saying. You did know because going back to what I said about how you didn't want anything to do with me. It was because I told you I was dating someone, like maybe 3 or 4 days prior. I told you, hey, Vicky, stop calling me because I am dating someone, and stop calling me and stop, It was like a 3 a.m. phone call, I remember. Well, they got a good memory. So you wanted nothing to do with me, which is why I was like, why are you here? What do you want? And eventually it got out that, hey, I have somebody here, Vicky, you can't come in. And then, what's her name? Mona Scott Young turned the cameras on, and Vicky refused to take no for an answer that she could come in. Mind you, I have the girl I'm dating, the woman I'm dating, she is in my apartment. She's in the bedroom. So if you walk into my apartment at the time, it was the kitchen/living room, balling, and then a little smaller bedroom in the hallway, and then you go into my bedroom. So she's in my bedroom. And me and Vicky are right outside the door of my apartment, but in the basement of my landlord's house. So I'm like, Vicky, you can't come in. And Vicky's taking no for an answer, and that leads to Vicky trying to force her way into my apartment because she wants to see who I have there. Actually, no, I'll go back. It was you who first said, "Oh, is she there?" And that was before I said, "Yes, I have somebody here." You was like, "Oh, is she there? Oh my gosh, I can't believe you." And then you tried to force your way in. But y'all see me, I'm 145 pounds of pure strength and muscle. I wasn't having that. So there I am trying to block Vicky from going in. Like just like block her. I'm not roughing her up. I'm blocking her from going into the apartment. Vicky's trying to use all her strength. I'm not reading the comments. I see you smiling. I don't know what people are saying. So Vicky's trying to force her way in. And then I'm realizing that, she's really trying to get in. So I can't just be on some whole like chill. I had to stop Vicky from trying to get in. And mind you now, we're in the hallway of we're in the little, imagine you have a house and your staircase down to your basement. At the end of the staircase is a door. So that's how my landlord's basement is set up before you go into my apartment. And remember, 3:30 in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, Vicky's pushing me, fighting me, trying to bob and weave around me. I was trying to do a football reference, but I don't watch football that much because I stand with Kaepernick, and I forgot. Oh, she's trying to Ezekiel Elliott get around. I finally remembered a running back's name. So eventually, Vicky, because Vicky's strong, made her way at least into the front of my apartment. I want to say you got to like the middle of the apartment. By that time, from all the commotion, the woman that I was dating at the time, she had closed the bedroom door. So when Vicky kind of made her way in, because clearly I wasn't using all my strength, not that she was stronger than me, I grabbed Vicky again. Yes, we definitely got to like the living room. I grabbed you, pulled you back out the apartment. That's when I realized that no, it was after that. We're back to the door of my apartment, and you're still like fighting, trying to get in, like forcing yourself in. Am I missing anything so far, or anything? No. That's where I'll stop for now. I don't want to go too far, and then let's do halfway, and then you let me know. You let them know what was your version of what happened up to that point. Does that make sense?
Where did you leave off?
After you got into the apartment, the first time, me pulling you back out, and now we're back outside the door of my apartment, not the house. Now let me read these comments.
Okay. So, for you, it started there. For me, okay, it started days before that. Mm-hmm. So, like O'Day mentions, we were broken up. And we were broken up because of me. And like I mentioned, my graduation, my walking ceremony for my bachelor's, during the ceremony, like I had finally gotten there. Like, if you know me, it took me like 3 lifetimes to get this damn degree, which was not hard to get. It's just, of course, it's me, so I delay everything. So I'm sitting in the ceremony, and I felt horrible, like just absolutely, completely horrible. And it was because I realized, sitting at the ceremony, that the only person that I cared about being there was not there, which was O'Day. And it kind of like, if anyone has ever, like, if you've ever been somewhere and something that just like was not making sense to you for whatever reason, whether you were the cause of it or, external forces were the cause of it, something just clicked. And that's what happened to me. Like, I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? I need to like get back in with O'Day. This is like, being without him is not what I want, blah, blah, blah. So right after my graduation ceremony, and I think like my family took me out to dinner or whatever, I went to O'Day's apartment. O'Day actually had the day off that day, and he was home. So I was calling O'Day, texting him. He wasn't responding, so I just showed up. And where he was living, I couldn't like knock on the door and O'Day would be the one that opens. I have to knock on the window. So I knocked on the window, And he came outside and he was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "Are you alone?" And he was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And I was like, I've been calling, I've been texting you. And then I was trying to give him my spiel about, like this pretty much like a revelation that I had. And O'Day wasn't trying to hear any of it. We got into like an argument about the dog. And then that's when you told me, I think that you were dating someone. Like, no, I think, I can't say that that's when for sure, but I think that's when you told me that you were dating someone and that you're moving on, whatever. So I was, of course, obviously heartbroken. We ended up fighting over the dog, like on some, I will take you to court. This is my dog. Remember? That was for graduation. I remember because I remember standing there in my robe. And
wait, are you talking about that night?
No, that's what led up. This is my version of it. It started back then.
So, okay. You're not talking about that night.
I'm leading up to that night.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was confused about.
So, then I left, and a few days later was my graduation party. So I'm at my graduation party. I already had a trip booked for the week following for DR. It was a graduation gift to myself, DR by myself for like a week. And I'm at my graduation party. I'm having fun. Everybody's like buying alcohol for me, whatever. I'm not drunk. It's really hard to get me drunk. And that's not I challenge you to try to get me drunk. I have a very high alcoholic tolerance, whatever, which is why I don't drink when I go out, because that's way too much money and I'm too cheap for that kind of life. So the party finishes. So anybody that was at my graduation party that's in the comments, you remember that night. So
wait, why you say it like that?
no, because they remember the party.
Oh, okay.
Like they'll be like, "Oh, okay, I know what party she's talking about."
I thought you were trying to do we was at the party, yada yada yada.
No. And then it finished, and I took it upon myself to go to O'Day's. So I went to O'Day's. I was like, I'm going to O'Day's. Fuck this, because I'm living with this like revelation, like, yo, I cannot just give him up like that kind of thing. So I go to O'Day's. I park. I walk in. And I knock on the window because, like I said, you can't knock on the door because the door doesn't lead directly to his apartment. It's like a door, then you go downstairs. It's a little hallway, and then it's his door. So I'm knocking, and then this is when it gets whatever. And I'm gonna need you to sit there and be quiet, just like I sat here and was quiet and let you speak. Okay, so O'Day comes out without a shirt on.
Had a red,
no,
burgundy skinny jeans on.
I literally said, don't talk.
Hey.
So O'Day answers. I hear my dog barking because she's like the doorbell. To this day, she does the same thing. So I'm waiting at the door, and O'Day answers the door with pants and no shirt. And I was like,
had the moonlight glistening all over my body.
Why are you still talking?
Go ahead.
So I was like, oh, hell no. Like, I already knew what this was about when O'Day opened that door. I was like, hold up. So O'Day opened the door, and he kind of like opened the door, but he like opened it kind of like cracked. Like, he didn't just open it like what? He opened it cracked. So in my head, I'm like, that I know that some shit's about to go down right now. So I'm like, I step into it. Like, I step into like that little opening, like, that little stranger danger opening that you do, like, can I help you? That's what O'Day did. And I'm like, are you alone? And he's like, no, what do you want? And I'm like, is she here? And then he was like, Vicky, what do you want? And I was like, oh, it's on and popping. And no lie, I pushed O'Day. Like, he did not see it coming. I literally I one hand pushed the door and the other hand just rammed him down the stairs.
I didn't move that far because I'm strong.
I rammed him down the stairs. It's not like, it wasn't a large set of flights. It's not like if O'Day went backwards he would have fallen or whatever. It was like 3 steps. It wasn't. It was like 3-4 steps. It wasn't anything serious. And so he gets down. So now we're at the level of his of like to get to his door. So if the stairs are here, you go down the stairs, and then there's like a hallway right here, which you turn, and then your door is here. So we're there, and he's like pushing me, like, no, 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 like trying to get me back out the door. But you know, I'm not the strongest girl in the world.
Facts.
But I have a temperament like no other. Like when that rage fills me up, which is why I avoid physical altercations. I'm not even lying. I truly avoid it because like in my head, I snap and I don't know where the end point is, which is why I always try to avoid, like I always step into a confrontation if somebody's trying to confront me, but I always try to avoid it going physical because I'm not trying to go there because I don't know how, I don't have no control. So I snapped. Like, I'm pushing O'Day, and he's like, yo, what's your problem? What's your problem? Whatever. And I'm like pushing. And mind you, so like I'll push a little bit, and O'Day is pushing me more towards the back, like trying to hold me, forcing me back out. And it's like, nah, dogs, like, it's not gonna happen. So I pushed him so far in that if the door was here, I'm trying to make, okay, so if the door to the bedroom was here, so like, let's say the door was maybe 5 to 8 feet. Mm-hmm. I got almost 5 feet close to that bedroom door. That's like, O'Day was trying, like, you don't understand, with like all his might, he was trying to get me out of his apartment. Because at this point,
I want to hurt you. So
I am in this apartment. Like, I am in here. One thing I do remember that you said differently, but I remember this specifically. And all my friends that I told, they remember this too because I painted the picture for them. And that's why I'll never forget it. But she did not close the bedroom door. Prior, when she heard how close I was, I'm pretty convinced she moved to the other side of the bedroom because your door, the bedroom wasn't in like your door was not in the middle of the bedroom. It was on one side, and then you walked into the bedroom, and then the rest of the bedroom was kind of like behind where the entry is. Yeah, you could say. So she had to have moved to the other side because the whole time I was there wilding out, I mean, this girl didn't even peek her head out. She didn't say anything. She didn't peek her head out. And I mean, and I'm going to say it how I told my friends back then. If it was me in that bedroom and somebody's ex-girlfriend showed up acting a fool, I would literally stand at the door like, girl, you look like a fool, girl. Go home. Like, I would be such a fucking troller. Like, I would troll the shit out of her. Like, look at you looking a mess. And, like, I'd probably take it a step further. Like, and in case I was not dressed, I would literally remove my clothes, wrap the sheets around me, and just stand at the doorway. Like, girl, after you leave, girl, you just giving us a break. Like, I would troll so hard. But she didn't, so, whatever. It was probably for her safety, because if I got that far and they couldn't hold me back, thank you, Jesus. So I'm like literally 5 feet away from this door, and I'm talking so much shit. Like, I mean, I was so off the wall in the things that I was saying that I can't fully remember, and two, the things that I actually can remember, I don't want to say them.
Say them.
No, I don't want to downplay them, because I feel like what I'm saying in my head was probably a lot more harsher and a lot more insulting than what I was saying. So I don't want to dilute the specific words I may have chosen in that moment. I really don't remember specifically how I said it, but I know I do remember that I was not polite and I wasn't saying friendly words.
You remember what you did?
I don't remember what I did.
You don't remember what you did?
I remember pushing myself in, getting that close.
No, after we're back
and then
out
after
now.
that, you're like, I don't know. I don't, like, this fury came inside you. But it sounds so much better when you say it in Spanish. Like, esta rabia se te metió. And, like, you just, like, got me out. I don't know how you got me out, but you got me out, and then we're outside. But I don't remember. That's what I remember. Like, I remember getting that close. I remember talking all that shit and, like, literally saying, like, on some, like, oh, she a punk. Like, I can't remember exactly what I said. And I'm not saying it to save, I'm not repeating it to save face. The reason why I'm not repeating it is because I don't want to downplay my gangsta. Because I knew that I was just, like, crazy as disrespectful. I knew it. I mean, why would I be respectful? But we're back out. We're finally back out. I don't know how you got me out, but we're back
Strong.
out. Okay. We're back out. And then, like, I literally don't even remember how we made it to the side of the street. But you got me out,
Okay.
and then whatever. At that point, I just remember the side of the street.
So we got back. You honestly don't remember from that to getting to the side of the street.
No.
Okay. So we got back out into the hallway of the basement. What happened?
No, I'm reading the comments.
So we got back out there, and you're still you're heated. I'm on some like heated and annoyed, and you're probably cursing up a storm, saying stuff like, "I can't believe you got somebody here." And I'm just like,
You know me, I throw F-bombs on a good day.
I'm like, are
just
you
imagine
serious?
when I'm like infuriated with alcohol in my system. Not that much, but enough to get me like I saw red.
yeah, and you did. And this is, to me, this is like that additional like love and hip hop moment.
Oh, I do remember you saying like, "What the fuck you think this is? This ain't no fucking love and hip hop. What the fuck do you think?" Something like that. That's what I remember. So I remember you saying that.
I kind of want to ask you. Huh?
No, go
I
ahead.
thought you said something.
No, I remember you saying,
Go ahead.
"Yeah,
What happened?
Gianna was
What
like,
are they
she
saying
should
in the
come on.
comments?
She should come on and give her side." Oh, yeah, I don't remember that, but I'm not gonna say that I didn't do it. I'm not going to say that I didn't
It's
do
okay
it.
if I say that?
Yeah.
So, and one of the reasons why I call it the love and hip hop moment was that when we got back out into the hallway, we were arguing, and there was like a slight pause, and you slapped me.
Probably.
And
Not my finest moment.
And I'll admit, this is one thing like that kind of stays with me, because I'm like, yo, God forbid I had out of reflex hit you back.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been it for me. Like in every way possible. That would have been it for me, for myself, my own, like how I view myself. That's why when you did that, in my head I was like, wow. I was honestly on somewhere like, wow, like you slapped me, and I was like, wow, like Vicky, that was big for me. That was big. Because one, I wasn't in the wrong, I had just taken my shirt off a while ago, and here I am being slapped.
A while ago. Yo, O'Day, you don't want these problems, O'Day. For real, for real. You don't want these problems.
Anyways. So you did that, and that's where I kind of paused, like I didn't know what to do, because I'm just like, yo, Vicky just slapped me. Like Vicky just put her hands on me.
O'Day,
So-
Gianna was like, you should have filed for restraining order.
No, I'm not even BSing, because going back to when you first came and you were trying to get in, I remember I kept saying, Vicky, I'm going to call the cops, because you would not leave.
Oh, that's right. You did
Yeah.
say, Vicky, I will call the cops. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
I
Do
remember-
what you gotta do.
I remember saying, yo, I'm going to call the cops, because it's like 3 a.m, you're not
I don't
leaving.
give a fuck.
And then when you hit me, that's part of me was like, yo, I'm calling the cops, because one, I'm not going to hit her back. Two, like, I can't believe that. And three, like, I was done. Like, I was done.
Mm-hmm.
I was so done at that time, because I was so pissed off. I don't know if maybe I told you you had to leave. No, I remember why we left. Because I remember right after you slapped me, I looked up.
Oh, and they were there. The
and
owners were there at the top of the stairs.
My landlord's wife.
They
was
were
looking-
mortified.
They were, yeah. And that's when I was embarrassed.
Yeah.
I was so upset at that moment. And part of me was like, good, I got a witness. I can get her arrested right now. So thank you, mailman. We get outside, and I was just done with the conversation. You just kept going on and on. The one thing I remember you saying was you were supposed to wait for me. You guys do remember Vicky saying at the beginning of her story, we weren't together because of Vicky, but yet still O'Day was supposed to wait. And the more you kept talking, I just kept getting so annoyed, and I was more and more just done with it, because I was like, yo, the nerve of her to say, mind you, we're on the street now, sun is coming up.
No, like we're on the street, and we were arguing for like hours. Like, not even on, like, no, we're not on the sidewalk. We're in the middle of the street. Like, I'm standing on one side of the street.
No. I remember now how we got outside. You eventually did leave.
Mm-hmm.
You eventually left. I remember going back inside. You sent me a text saying something along the lines of, or like, you better come to your car. I thought, shit, she keyed my car. I ran outside, put my shirt on, because like she said, I had my shirt off because I had recently took my shirt off. Yeah. What did I do? Threw a shirt on, ran outside, and that's when you were standing by my car, and we started, you kept going. I was like, yo, Vicky, just go home. And you were just like, you're supposed to wait for me. I can't believe you. You're supposed to wait. I'm like, you got some nerve. So where were we after that?
I remember those tidbits.
Okay.
No, and then we were just like out there arguing, going back and forth. I can't remember specifically like the details of that conversation. But
don't you remember you were supposed to wait? You remember none of that?
I'm pretty sure. You know what? I don't remember that, but I'm pretty sure I said that.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I did.
So, I mean, that's pretty much the end of like the moment, right? Do we want to talk about what, like the details of the moment? Like talk about certain aspects of it? Or...
So you were about to share with us what was your conversation with regards. Oh, Dave, you can't make such a big fuss as to asking. Well, do you want to know what was our conversation after? So yes, I would like to know what your conversation was after. Since you remember it and you want to share it, go ahead.
I do not recall.
I love how you're like, give the people what they want. So here's your chance.
No, she didn't. Not she wasn't scared or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Her thing was just like, yo, that's you and her. Go handle that.
Okay.
Because even after that, her and I were still together. Go ahead. I mean, technically, she won. Go ahead. And she.
No, see, so let me clarify. She was not a side chick. O'Day was dating her. Me and him were broken up, and he was dating her. She wasn't a side chick at all.
Yeah, that's gotta clarify.
No. She wasn't a side chick.
We were separated, like Vicky said. We were separated.
Yeah, pretty much. Like then, I went home. I guess I sobered up. I should have been sober by then. Mm-hmm. And then I just went. I packed up all the crap that O'Day gave me, and I came back the next day. And as he's like walking out of the driveway, I ran into him, and he was walking out with Amore. And I just like dropped everything he gave me. I just like dropped it on the floor, and I just like walked away. And then I just finished packing for DR. And then I was on a flight the next day.
Okay. That sounds about right. That's what happened. Is you done? No.
I'm not, but I mean, if you want to take over at this point,
that's what happened the next day.
So what O'Day's not saying, and I'm like trying to see if he will say it, is that O'Day, shut the hell up, typical Vicky. So O'Day,
what?
You took her to meet your family.
Yeah, because we were dating.
You took her to meet your family after you were dating for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then you broke up with her 2 days later.
All you're doing is spitting facts. Okay. I took her to meet my family. We were dating.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Were we not dating?
So what happened after you got back from DR? So actually, what happened was, yes, you were dating O'Day, but to me, I felt like that was so premature of you. That's my opinion of it. Granted, my opinion doesn't matter because I was not in that situation, but I just felt like were you trying to like rush a process with her? And
No.
like it to me it was odd. I found it very odd that you would take someone that you were dating to meet. Ooh, you know what? We're just gonna jump off of this
And go
conversation and just move on to how we got back together.
Wait. Why are you skipping?
I can't because that is tied to something else, and
You didn't waste no.
it's literally
See, yo.
all the smoke, yo. And I'm trying to be as polite
Tied to
as
what?
possible.
Tied to what?
No,
Go ahead. Say it.
I don't pray, but I need
Whatever
I
it
need
is you're
your-
gonna say, go ahead and say it, please. I would love to know because I'm sure you're gonna leave this much of stuff out.
Exactly. Who's wearing
Go.
the ring now? That's right.
Go.
Exactly. He didn't waste no time. I like this angle because I can see the comments.
Because I was dating someone and
How about how you date someone for 2 weeks and take him to meet your family? Your
says,
mom.
says the woman who met my family before we even got serious. How did she meet my family? Because one night when we were out hanging out, she didn't have the energy to go home, so she slept over.
I
So
slept
my-
over.
Hold on. So my family met her doing a walk of shame.
I was not doing a walk of shame because
I'm
it was a walk of
joking.
shame of me sleeping.
I'm joking, but go ahead. Tell what you were going to say and leave out a big chunk. Go ahead. Because I'm sure you will, but go ahead.
What?
No, whatever it is you like, ooh, let's skip. Skip what?
I want to skip it out of respect for you and your friendships. That's what I want to skip.
No, go right ahead because if you tell it properly,
No, I'm not telling it properly.
If you-
I'm
hold on,
I'm
Vicky.
telling it properly to me. How
that,
it
and
is
that's the
to
problem.
me.
If you tell it properly,
No, there's no telling properly because this is how I experienced it. This is how
Okay.
I saw it. So it is proper to me.
and are you,
Just like the situation and how you experienced it is proper to you.
Okay.
This is how it is proper to me. But out of
proper and acceptable? Because
I don't give a fuck about acceptable. I experienced it. This is what I was thinking, and so therefore, for me, this is acceptable. Whether
Hold on.
it's not acceptable for someone else on the outside, I really don't give a damn.
what Vicky is referring to, and no, I'm not.
No,
I'm
I'm not. I'm just saying I want to jump the conversation because of your friendships.
Hold on.
I really don't give a damn.
Here's the part I don't get. Here's the part that you guys don't get. So Vicky will say all this stuff. What she's not going to say, which I'm not going to say what she's going to say, but I'm referring to the part that she's leaving out. And this is the part that people don't get. And they'll comment like, yeah, Vicky. What I know she will leave out is the couple of days after that when she apologized for that behavior, which I'm sure she forgot.
No,
So the whole thing I'm saying, I don't care about friendship, whatever, you did because you apologized for how you acted toward that person. Did you not? Do you remember saying, yo,
Oh
Do you-
no! I'm not talking about that. You got it all fucked
So
up. I'm not talking
what-
about that
so then-
friendship.
so then share
that
it, then tell
person,
it.
yes, I apologize for how rude I was acting towards that person.
they don't know what
that
you're talking
day.
about? Why don't you just tell it? Just tell it.
But that person is not at all who I was talking about.
Then who are you talking about?
I was talking about. It's not. It's really not about that person. It's nothing negative about them. It's just that to me, this is why I felt that you were so very. It felt like you were trying to shove this girl down everybody's throat because you just wanted to like make something happen. That's my
No,
perception
I just wanted
of
to
it.
move on.
That
and
was
I
not,
moved
but,
on.
Right. But my perception was that you were forcing it. That was my perception because, and I'm gonna say it now because I realize I'm not really talking about this person. I'm talking about you in regards to the person. So it's really about you. It's not about them. So the reason why I felt like O'Day was trying to force this like new girl down people's throat in his life. I'm sorry. Is because O'Day has a friend that he talks to. I'm going to speculate and say that you talk to them daily. I don't know if you talk to them daily. It could be like every other day, every 3 to 4 days, or whatever. I don't know. But he talks to them on a regular. Like on his regular rotation of friends, this person is in that rotation. O'Day has never, and let me say that is capital Never, never, nunca, jamás made an effort to get this person and me to meet. Ever. There has never been a, yo, I really want you to meet this person. you know, A, B, C, D. Never, ever, ever, ever. There has never been this like, yo, where you at so that I could come through, whatever, whatever, whatever. Right? Never. O'Day dates this girl for 2 weeks, and he is dying. Like, trying to coordinate as best as possible to get the new chick with that person so that that person could meet this girl. Has never made that effort for me. And shall I say, even after we got back together, up to now, never. So to me, that's why I felt that you're like trying to like force feed everybody this person, because all of a sudden everybody had to meet her, and it's only been like 2 weeks. Everybody had to meet her. And at first I was like, oh my God, like, wow, she must be like super amazing, like way more amazing than me. And perhaps she was. Perhaps she was, because I really was not the best human being in the moment. So perhaps she was. But I don't really care, because you ended up breaking up with her. So whether she was that amazing or not, it wasn't that amazing. So I don't, and that's pretty much just how I just put it all away. Because it was like, all right, well, I guess she was amazing, but I guess not that much. I don't know. That's how I made sense of it in my head. But to me, it was that I felt that you were trying to force feed her to everybody, to kind of like shove the existence of me and the memory of me out. Okay. Which is understandable, because if you're moving on, that's pretty much what you're trying to do. You're just trying to move ahead. And that's just how I felt about it. And then it was like, all right, well, there's no benefit of pondering over it. It did bother me for a while, obviously, but eventually I was like, whatever. That's why I felt the way that I felt. And I was nasty to the person that was kind of how O'Day met this person. We actually ran into this person, I think like a few days later. Mm-hmm. And I was like super nasty. Like, not obviously like, nah, fuck you, bitch. It wasn't like that, but it was like the person was clearly talking to me. And if they're standing right here talking to me, I was literally like this. And they're like, oh, hi. Oh, hi. Hi to see you. Nice to see you, or whatever. And I'm just like, I had shades on, but it was clear that I was looking at them. And then as they were talking, I just was like. So that definitely I was out of line for, and I was childish, and I was very immature about that. So that I apologize for, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that wasn't what I was talking about.
All right. I'm good.
Okay, so
I'll be honest. You know why I'm good? Because for me to answer you honestly, I wouldn't, and I'm gonna let certain perceptions lie, because I know you don't want me to answer honestly.
No, go ahead.
No, Vic, you don't. You don't.
Go ahead.
Because the perception you're giving off.
No, there's no perception. I'm giving off what. Okay. This is. I literally prefaced it. See what I'm talking about. I literally prefaced what I was saying with, this is my perception of it. This is how I took it, and this is why I think ABC. So I'm not saying I'm selling it to people. I'm saying I'm giving you an insight of how I processed it.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
So for everything you said, for the questions people were asking.
Well, I can't. They
were asking like, well, why? Why not introduce you to my friend? So Vicky was referring to a good friend of mine who, we don't live in the same state. So one of my best friends, somebody one of my confidants that I talk to, vent to, whatever, and that person knows our story. That person knew our story.
Okay.
Up until then, when we had broken up, Vicky, you had been a shitty person to me.
Yo,
no, hold on.
Yo, am I crazy?
On.
I literally said I was a shitty person.
I know, but to also say, oh, they never blah blah blah. Here's why. This person was a confidant who I vented to, who I would cry to at times over this whole situation that we were going through and how I was being treated. And it never came up. The time when me and that girl, I was gonna have her meet my friend, we honestly were all in the same place at the same time, kind of. So I was like, yo, are you out and about? Because I think I'm around where you're at. That's why. It wasn't me forcing whatever. But I up until then, I hadn't been I hadn't been on some whole like, Vicky, I need you to meet whatever, because I kind of kept that separate because that was a friend of mine who I vented to, who one knew our story. You also didn't talk highly of that person because you knew that person knew our story.
No. It wasn't because of that. It wasn't because of that.
No. But there were a lot of times you would talk shit about this person, never even knowing them. This person never talked. Hold on, this never talked bad about you. But you would say certain comments about this person,
I did not.
And my perception was that because you knew that this person knew how you were, knew what you had. Hold on, let me finish. I'm talking about my perception of what was going on. So no, I never made this big effort to make sure you guys met. Whatever, the opportunities never really came up. I wasn't hiding you from them, whatever. Me moving on with somebody who you felt like I was trying to force down, whatever. No, I just met somebody that we clicked early on, and there was something there. So yes,
everybody clicks in 2 weeks.
So you know what? From your perception, sure, you can be petty about it. But here I was, having left something. Let's be honest, having left something that wouldn't have made it hard for you to move on to something else. And if it was different, better, you'd be like, oh, let me dive into this because you know what? This is better than what I was in. Mm-hmm. Was it not?
I don't know. I wasn't in that relationship with you.
It was better than how
I can't testify to that.
It was better than how I was being treated. You moved on from the relationship. I'm like sulking around the usual stuff, being like, oh, when's she going to come back, blah, blah, blah. And eventually, I had to move on. Mm-hmm. And I did. And I found somebody I clicked with. People think it's a week now, even though it definitely wasn't. Moved on. And, I was like, I like this. So, yes, I had an opportunity for that person to meet my family. Took him to meet my family. That wasn't something out the norm for me or whatever. You may feel like, it was 2 weeks because you were in a place where apparently I was supposed to be waiting for you, even though you told me I do not want to be with you. Mm-hmm. I was supposed to be waiting, apparently. So if you're saying this stuff as though it's some how dare you, no. You knew it made total sense for somebody to move on. It wasn't he was forcing it. It wasn't. It wasn't no quick thing. It wasn't a week after.
Don't tell me it wasn't. No, that how I perceived it is how I perceived it. It's not, it wasn't, now you're trying to tell us something else.
You also...
What I said is what I felt that I knew.
Well, you also all this time thought I moved on in a week.
Let me clarify.
Am I right? You also thought I moved on in a week.
Let me clarify. You said that I was talking shit about your friend before that. I most definitely was not, because I didn't know this person. I was talking shit about them after. I was not talking shit about them before that. I specifically remember growing a major distaste for this person after we got back together. Well, not before, because I specifically remember, mm-hmm. if I didn't like this person before, when you would go to, that you have to like meet them up to help them out with something, yeah, you did. I remember that specifically. I would have felt some kind of way because I didn't like this person. But I never had an issue because if you're telling me that's your best friend, I'm going to respect that. It wasn't until after we got back together that I didn't like this person. And then I was talking shit. I don't really remember what kind of shit that I was talking about because I really don't know the person.
After you got back together after the situation?
Yes, okay. That's when I started talking shit about them. It wasn't before that. I never had a problem with them before that.
The reason
never, because I never even met them.
Okay, so the whole...
And the only reason why I was talking shit, it wasn't really about them. It was about... Because I've never met this person. Never exchanged words with them. What I was talking about, it wasn't shit about them personally. It was talking shit about their way of... What I felt was them towards this relationship. That's what I was talking shit about. So it wasn't about like that person as a person, because it's true, I don't know them. So like that's like literally talking shit about a random person on the street. I don't know them. There would be nothing concrete for me to say. It was talking more in reference to us. That's when I started talking bad about them. But it was not prior to that, and I specifically remember that.
So you specifically remember you not having an issue with that person, that friend of mine, until after this Love and Hip Hop situation.
Yeah.
Because, hold on. just so you know, that is incorrect because that was the second time we broke up that you walked away from the relationship. The first time you walked away from the relationship, that was when you also had an issue with that person.
Oh, probably. So
I know, probably. You forgot.
Wait.
Hold
No. Hold on. So what I'm saying is,
can I finish?
My issue with this person was never when we had first started dating. Is then what I want to clarify. It's not when we had first started dating. It's after we broke up. The first time, whatever, and moving forward. That's when I had an issue with this person. It wasn't early on because they were your best friend kind of thing. I just wanted to clarify that.
I'm letting you know.
Okay, and I'm not disagreeing with you.
Okay, I know, but I'm letting you know. From the first time we broke up, which I'm sure that also has some love and hip hop moments, and we got back together, and even kind of prior to us breaking up the first time, you knew that person was somebody I vented to and talked to. So I'm letting you know, you did have an issue with that. I'm sorry. So you're gonna say something? I was like, shut up, but then you were coughing. I'm letting you know you did have an issue because you knew here's somebody that, and you said this, here's somebody that knows the truth, and you knew that, and you knew that this person, these people were giving me honest feedback. They were giving me straight, like, unfiltered feedback. And you had issues with people, like, not just that person, but other people that you felt, that you knew gave me, like, unfiltered feedback about what we were going through and what I was going through. And that person included. It wasn't that one all the way 2014, that's when you first had an issue. I'm just letting you know it wasn't.
Okay.
Okay? I'm just responding to you saying specifically here's when it happened. It wasn't.
Okay, so then it happened, I guess, the breakup before that. What I want to clarify is I didn't have an issue with this person when we were dating at first. Because the way that you're saying it kind of makes it come off like I have an issue with this person since day one. And I didn't.
I didn't say it since day one.
It's the way it came off.
But you're the one that tried to find a certain time point and you were so sure about it, it wasn't. That's all.
Okay, so it was after breakup. It's still a little consistent with what I said.
No, because you were talking about that specific situation.
And let me clarify something. I don't give a fuck what you told and who you told what. I don't like someone because they know my truth. Like, ain't nobody scared. I'm definitely not scared. Let's clarify that right now, because you're making it seem that it's like I'm shook of people knowing my truth. Like, I'm absolutely 100% not in no kind of way.
Vicky, you may be that way now, but I'm letting you know. You have told me on several occasions.
That does not sound like anything I would say. So okay. I can't recall. We're going to settle this, but I can't recall.
Vicky, you can't keep doing that.
Yes, I can, because I'm not owning up to something that I don't. Well, it does not sound like me. I'm not going to say like, nah, it's because, they know the truth. What?
Do you want me to give you?
Do you want me to give you?
That's not me. Do you want me to give you specifics, if that'll help? Do you want me to give you each time we were with certain friends that I remember? Each time that you've said, I hate knowing that this person knows that. Oh no, I hate knowing that your friend. Hold on, let me finish.
I don't like people knowing my business.
No.
But to say that I don't like them because they know the truth,
it wasn't just your
bullshit.
business. No. I'm just letting you know. You said that. You had. Hold on. You had issues with people that. Because I would let you know. Here's what
I know exactly what you're talking about. No. Because I know exactly what you're saying. Like,
Vicky.
I don't like that people know my truth.
No, it wasn't just that.
It's not that I don't like someone for knowing.
No, I'm letting you know.
Because more than just that person knew.
I'm letting you know. You didn't like some people. Because I would let you know. Vicky, here's the feedback that person gave me. And you have told me you had issues with people because of that. I know you do not recall. But I'm letting you know. There were specific times when you had an issue because you knew that people knew the truth, and two, let me finish. You were aware of some of the things that people had to say. I'm letting you know you do not remember. You made that very clear. At least trust that, you know what? Maybe O'Day remembers these things that I don't. Back then, maybe right now, the way you feel right now because you've grown from it, whatever. But there were times over the past several years that because of whatever reasons, you had issues with people who knew the truth and had certain things to say about it. And advice they gave me. You then took that and had issues with them because, or you've told me, whatever. I'm letting you know that.
I don't recall some.
I know. Go ahead.
That's not a scapegoat, but it's
no.
It's
That's
really
not a scapegoat, but
it's the short way of me saying,
okay,
I'm not owning up to something that I can't remember.
Okay. Okay.
If I don't remember, I'm not gonna own up to it.
Okay.
That's not me being dumb. I own up to everything. So yes, I do.
Right away?
Now, yeah. Not back then. But I eventually own up to everything. I'm not. Back then.
No, I get it. I bet you.
My whole thing is I didn't like that people knew, but I didn't have an issue with people for knowing. For people.
Okay.
I didn't have an issue with people because they knew. I just had an issue with people knowing. That's all. But that's normal. That somebody doesn't want other people knowing their dirty business. I'm letting
you know you said more than that back then that you don't recall. I'm letting you know you said more than that. Okay? That's all. Just accept that I'm letting you know that there's things that you don't recall that you did say to me about specific people because of what you're saying you didn't happen. It did.
Okay.
That's all. Continue.
Yo, I'm really trying to stay calm because I like.
Go because I know this conversation is awkward without a lot of context. The story was awkward without a lot of context, or would confuse some people in some ways without full context. And we're not going to do that. We're not going to get into certain details.
Now it's not. This happened a long time ago, so I can't say that I remember every exact detail.
I remember every
happen.
exact detail.
That in the way that you perceived it. That's not.
No.
That doesn't mean that's
Okay.
the true way, because it's not.
Okay.
Just the way that you perceived it doesn't mean that that's the truth to me too. That's not.
Did they? Okay. No, you're right. Okay, let's talk about perception. Do you feel you were right in the Love and Hip Hop moment? Let's talk about perception. What do you feel you were right?
I don't regret a thing.
You don't. That's not what I asked you. I said, do you feel you were right? Your actions, your reasoning. Do you feel you were right?
I wasn't right to push myself in, but I don't regret any of it. Like on a sane and more responsible brain, I wouldn't do that. But
were you in?
So there's no confusion.
Were you in? Okay.
Looking back, like
let me break it down.
You know how you look at things in the past and you're like, damn, I was dead ass wrong, and I really do regret going about it that way.
Were you dead ass wrong? I'm asking. Do you feel you were dead ass wrong? Were you justified in saying you were supposed to wait? Were you justified in wanting to be there, even though being upset at me being with somebody there, even though you didn't want to be with me? Were you justified in that? Was that right?
And she's like, the real question is, what made y'all talk about this when y'all about to get married? Like, who does that? You know why? Because we've made peace with the past.
Notice how she didn't answer my question?
No, because
I'm joking.
Well, we made peace with the past, and it'd be foolish of us to presume that someone else, maybe perhaps not the exact same situation, but that someone out there may be going through something kind of similar. So it actually was not my idea. It was O'Day's idea. But like I said, I don't hide from my past. I don't hide from my mistakes. I live in my truth because I don't like people throwing it in my face. So I'd rather step into it no matter how ugly it is.
Well, you forget most of it. Or you don't recall most of it. So it's very easy to step into it.
I do. No, it's not very easy to step into it when you know that you weren't at your best. It's not easy at all. Nobody likes to step in their truth when it's ugly.
Let's answer questions.
From them?
Yeah.
Do you feel that your relationship is stronger now? Yeah. But
Yeah.
I will still tear a bitch up. Know that.
Just know that you...
No. Let me clarify on that too. So, with maturity, if I would never do that now. Like, I would never do that now. Like a third person has nothing to do with me. What O'Day is supposed to, like what me and O'Day have. Like for me to take it out on a third person, that's that's just regressing in maturity. There's nothing productive about it. Yeah, it's a great outlet. But realistically, there's nothing productive about that. Like, you're just making everything worse, really. So in this day and age, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I wouldn't do that now. So I would say our relationship is better, way better. Mm-hmm. No, for sure. We've had to work really hard. But it is way, way, way better. And a lot of it was work that I had to do myself. Work for myself. I should have gotten a therapist, but by myself, but I was broke. So it wasn't something easy to bounce back from. I can tell, yeah, we got together. So on my flight to DR, because like I said, I had booked a vacation for myself. I had wrote a message because O'Day for sure had blocked me on everything at this point.
Everything.
And I wrote a message to his sister, and I was like, hey, I think I said something like, just tell your brother that I'm really sorry for everything that has happened. And, I'm leaving to DR. I don't want him to respond or anything like that. And when I come back, no worries. He'll never hear from me again. Because then my idea was, I'm going to DR. I'm going to live my best life. And I'm going to just come back. And that's it. And it's literally like I am leaving it in DR. And that's it. So the second day I was there, I called my mom. I had to do that daily check-in with my mom. Because my mom's like, you were on vacation by yourself. You're going to get murked. So I need a check-in like 3 times a day to know that you're alive. So I woke up and my mom, and I'm calling my mom, and my mom's working. I called my mom, and my mom's like, hey. And I was like, oh, hey, I'm good. I just woke up. I'm in DR. So she says, O'Day, I think she was like, O'Day wants to talk to you. But I thought she said, O'Day, talk to me. And you guys don't understand. Like, my mom said that, and my heart sunk. Because I was like, oh, my God, this is embarrassing. O'Day called my mom and snitched on me. He's so whack. Oh, my God. Like, why is he even talking to my mom? Why is he snitching me out to my mom? So he tells my mom, and so I heard that he asked my mom. No, that my mom said, O'Day wants whatever. But I was like, oh, you did? When did he talk to you? And she was like, no, he wants to talk to you. He's right here. So I go to, I get on the phone, and she was like, oh, he wants to talk to you. And I'm like, oh, my God, O'Day's snitching on me right now in front of my mom. And I just called at the same time. Oh, my God, this is so embarrassing. So O'Day gets on the phone, and you're like, Vicky, this is it. This is it. This is your last chance. I'm not doing this shit again. This is your last chance. Yo, that was not what I was expecting. I was like, really? And you were like, yep, this is it. Like, I can't do this anymore. This is your very last chance. And I was shocked. I thought that he was going to be like, bitch, I told your mama you was a fucking crazy ass.
I mean, I did. I did do that.
Well, they showed up with coffee to my mom.
And her mom was definitely like,
and I love how my mom just like snitched me out. Like, oh yeah, she's in DR. Here's her number. Here's the name of the hotel. Like, give up all my information.
See, here was the thing. I'll be honest. One of the reasons why I did like break up with the person right after that situation, because one, I mainly felt like it wasn't fair to them. Because here I am with somebody, literally in my apartment, in my room, whatever, and even though I'm like frustrated and annoyed, I'm still giving this other person my time and attention. I'm standing outside my house. I was like, you know what? Let me just end this, because clearly I still got to resolve what's going on with me and Vicky. And if I want to do that, let me do that on on a clear mind. So I was like, I'm gonna end this. Clearly, I'm still there when it comes to Vicky, because I'm outside for hours listening to her, even though I'm trying to come off like I'm annoyed. I was annoyed and upset. So that's why I was like, okay, let me end that and focus just on this.
And it was a downhill battle for a very long time.
Yes.
It was a
Up
downhill
until, like, I don't
battle.
know, yesterday?
It was a downhill battle the entire time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What do you mean downhill battle? Just, I guess, for, I don't know.
Like, it wasn't an uphill battle. Like, we were not, you know, like, we were not going through it, but growing from it. No, it was like, we started here, and then it was like, for years.
Yeah.
So that's why I tell people, like, yo, you hit hard times, that shit's not going to resolve now. And, you know, depending on what the situation is, it will be years. Because one thing we did not do is that we didn't immediately jump into couple therapy. Like, we should have went immediately into couples therapy, and we did not. I mainly blame that on ignorance. Like, we just, it never, as crazy as this sounds, it never crossed my mind. And I think we had a conversation about that, how it never crossed your mind. Never crossed my mind.
Yeah.
But we should have went into couples therapy. And it took a lot from me to start accepting, like, who I was, what I was doing, how I was behaving. And it was just bad for a really long time. It really, really was.
We'll take like 3 or 4 questions, and then we'll go, because you got to go pick up our son before.
Yeah, I got to pick up our son before
the witching hour.
Before my cousin, like, just leaves him outside in a coat because he's horrible.
I'm surprised she hasn't texted you.
I know. He usually, like, terrorizes her, goes into her room,
said,
starts tossing things around.
Have you ever been to therapy in the years you guys were battling to have a better relationship? We actually started doing couples therapy this year, or late last year we started. No, this year.
Okay, so to keep it 100% transparent, one of the worst years we've had, I would say, is this year.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know if it's worse because we expected it to be better. But you know what? Not worse. One of the most explosive years we've had is this year.
Mm.
And I think that a lot of it is because we're finally, like, getting out of the trenches.
Yeah.
Like, it does feel, and I hope that, like, years later, I'm not looking back at this recording like, oh my God, girl, you stupid girl. It does feel like we're making it out. And so there's, like, a lot of, like we're good, and then it's like the smallest thing, and it's like, and it's bad. Like, it goes crazy. We've never been like that.
Yeah, I definitely realized that there was a lot that I needed to let go of.
So we weren't able to continue therapy. One, I felt like our therapist, even though she's a good therapist, I just feel like it wasn't a right fit. But one thing that she did, and in turn helped O'Day, was she helped him look at things in a different light that he was able to learn. He was able to take that with him, you know, later on. Because of couples therapy, okay, I'm gonna be honest, and you might not like what I have to say, but I feel like the couples therapy was more for you than me, because when people start couples therapy, again, this is my idea. When people start couples therapy, they're starting it because they're both at an impasse. You know, they want to hold on to something, or they're not being honest about something that they've done, and the other person is kind of just like dealing with the consequences of this person's selfishness, pretty much. Whatever the scenario is. The reason why I think couples therapy was more a you thing than me is because I had already worked through all of this. It took me years of a lot of hard work for myself, but it took a long time. And so when we started couples therapy, when she would ask me questions, she would be like, you know, this, and why. And I would give the why, and she's just like, yeah, pretty much. And like, there was never like, well, with me, it was more like getting O'Day to hear what I was saying and not what he was imagining that I was saying, but literally listening to exactly what I was saying. And so it was more beneficial to O'Day, I feel, because it was his time to put in the work in himself that I had done years of doing. So I think the couples therapy would have benefited us. It benefited us starting this year, but it's crazy how it's also one of the most explosive. But I really feel that it's just like it's horrible that this is the only reference that I get, but I can't say it like pledging, but I don't know. Like when it's almost done and it gets crazy, like that hell week, that's how it feels like this year is like hell week. Or it was up until this point. I think we've been cruising.
Yeah. Any other questions? If not,
my Instagram locked me out, so I can't see what other people were
before
saying.
C said, relationships take work on both ends. Nothing is perfect. I wish people would take the time to go therapy. It's worth it, especially if you are in it for the long run.
Yeah, for sure. I think people downplay therapy.
Yeah.
And the benefits that they bring to you, because we all got issues, all of us. And some of us, we refuse to see, what we do.
Shout out to Little Local Taste that just joined in.
Oh, yes.
If you guys are foodies.
Scroll up through the thing.
If you guys are foodies or
what else?
Wait,
not that fast. I just want to see what
looking for some great spots to check out. If you are, especially if you're in, it's not just Middlesex County, right? It's not just our area. I think it's all over. They highlight and feature. Definitely check them out. If you could go back.
What is that?
Any other questions? If not, we'll log off. And like I said, for next week we'll do a regular.
I'm about to go to couples therapy. Go.
We'll do a regular episode.
You need to
50,
go to couples therapy. Everybody should go to couples therapy, because just because you're not like having big bad fights, everybody's communication could improve. That's for sure. Everybody's communication could improve, because you think you're communicating, or like there's stupid things that you would get annoyed by, and it's just a total lack of communication. What he said?
Who? Oh, Carlos said, "Vicky, take care of that man. He loves you."
Man, shut your ass up. What he said?
Who?
Your brother.
He said, "Does the little Local Taste, do they highlight vegan spots?"
Oh,
I believe they do. It's like all fine eateries and different those little hidden spots that you might not know about, as well as the popular ones.
It's interesting that you say
Check out
vegan.
their page.
It's interesting that you say vegan. We are recording an episode about veganism this weekend.
We are?
Yeah, it's in your calendar. I'm
Okay.
sure they'd be thrilled that you just asked that on live.
I didn't know, but
It's in your calendar.
Is the person in the group? I mean, in the chat right now?
I don't know.
'Cause I'm letting you know, when they have that interview, I'm going to have my cheeseburger in front of me. Yo.
Yeah,
Bruh.
they're coming through, and we are going to be talking about veganism. So.
I'm gonna have a steak with me.
And they are Latinos, so it's
Vegan
not like
oxtail. Boy.
out of like our culture, our tasty food.
Thank you guys.
So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, being with us 3 times.
We
Thank
apologize.
you, Instagram.
We apologize for any technical difficulties, but now we know next time we'll
He
just
said, and bacon.
stream it right here. I was trying to give you guys the regular angles that we have, but shout out to Lula.tv.
That will be at the
acting
wedding
up.
front row and center. I have been waiting for years. I have to.
Thank you guys. About to say
Thank you.
PhoenixMGM.com. Make part.
Anyways, fall back.
This has been the live. Oh my God.
Ew, no. I'm going to go get my son.
Trying to get me to take my shirt off again?
Yo, O'Day, I don't know why you want to keep pissing me off. Yo. Why do you want to keep doing that? I will never get that image out of my head. I also won't get the image out of my head where you like lifted me because I was like spearheading right into that damn bedroom.
All right, this has been the live episode just for you guys. Unofficial episode 50 of the You, Me, We podcast. I'm gonna go take my shirt off.
You're an ass.